Christina.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Nice to meet you again.
Hi.
So, how have you been?
Um, from our last follow-up, I am not quite satisfied. Um, I I had a change in my life, and it's been very stressful.
Okay.
So I haven't been. I found myself eating more because of the way I've been feeling. So that's
Okay.
one.
So is that what brings you in today?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So I do see that you've been so stressed out lately, and you have been busy. So you could not stay on track with the diet that you had as much. Is that what it is?
Well, I found myself eating out of basically I had no control. I like I mentioned, we had a change. My there was a lot of moving around my house, and I had a new home. I was in the middle of midterms. I had a lot of essays due. I had a lot of presentations uh, that were that had to be done. I guess I was really, no, I am still sort of
Okay.
stressful and stressed out, and I couldn't find the time to like actually sit down and okay, this is my time. This is where I have to eat an actual meal. I was rather snacking on things that really didn't were really healthy for me.
Okay. So is that all happening only during the time when you're in school, or is it like all throughout the day?
It's all throughout the day.
Okay.
I have a lot of okay. I have tomorrow morning a typical day for me. Morning. I don't really have breakfast. I just grab whatever I can, and then I have my other classes, and then that break, when I have my break, when I just grab whatever is on the cafeteria or anything.
Okay. So you were just talking about a typical day. So when you wake up in the morning, tell me a little bit about after the time that you arrive in the school until the time that you're out of school. Um, what is it that you exactly eat, or what time, and how is your eating?
Um, well, I skip my breakfast. I only seldom when I have something like a bagel, but that's rarely the case. It's until around 3:30 or 2:30 or between that time that I have an actual meal.
Okay.
And then after that, I still have class, and I'm done around 5:45. Then take my car, and then I usually just go home. And whatever my mom has prepared for me, I eat whatever there is.
And that's when you're in school?
Um, well, after I'm done with my class, yeah. Sorry,
Okay.
yeah.
So please tell me a little bit about like what is it that you eat as a typical lunch in the school?
Okay. It's usually I grab whatever there's at the cafeteria. I get a sandwich. Um, I do go for like the regular, excuse me, wheat on for my bread. I have some tomato in there, lettuce, onion, carrots, gardenero. I also put some like mayonnaise on there, and I go for a soft drink, which sometimes include Pepsi, and I also like lemonade. So
Okay.
that's what I usually have.
Well, I do see that you're making some smart choices when it comes to your lunch. Like you said, you choose whole wheat bread instead of white bread, which is a great decision that you're making and great choice. Um, and do you have anything after that between your lunch and the time that you go home? And how long is it from the time that you eat your lunch until the time that you go home?
It's about 3 hours until I go home. I I still feel hungry, so what I usually do is, okay, I eat that sandwich or whatever, but I tend to like shove it down in my throat within what, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and then I go to my other class. But I go for the unhealthy snacks.
Okay.
I don't carry with me a lot of healthy snacks. My wallet is usually has a lot of loose change. What I do is whenever I see a vending machine, okay, this is the time where I'm gonna go and put some money on the vending machine and take whatever there is. I usually go for a Snickers bar or M&M's, those types of snacks.
And what time do you get home?
I get home around 6:30ish, 6, around that time.
6:30.
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about the time that you get home. How are you feeling? Are you hungry? Are you not hungry?
I am very hungry. Well, my lunch wasn't, it was just a sandwich, and then I had that. I skipped breakfast. Whatever my mom prepares is what I eat. I'm always eating by myself, so
Okay.
everyone arrives at around the same time, but my mom just serves my meal, and I just see my food. I'm like, I'll eat it by myself, and I do end up eating more than I should.
Okay. Well, I don't blame you because you're pretty much hungry by the time that you get home, and when you're hungry, you just want to eat whatever comes in handy. So, have you ever thought about maybe having your mom, talking to her, and letting her know that what type of food you might like and enjoy, that maybe she could prepare for you, and maybe you could find a time around it and go with her grocery shopping and get the ingredients that you might like and you think are healthy, and have her prepare that for you and take it in with you to school, either for lunch or snacks, so you have something handy with you anytime that you do feel hungry, that you could just grab that and eat it between your classes. Have you ever thought about that?
Well, to be honest with you, no. My schedule has been, it's been very packed, and now that you mention it, I think it's going to be very helpful. She could, I don't really have time to prepare any meals or anything. That's why I'm usually, okay, cafeteria food, and that's my only meal. And I do have my card with me, so I could basically, if I wanted to, I could just go and, well, I usually do it, well, not if I wanted to. I'm eating at fast food restaurants. But I could definitely see that as something I can do. I can go grocery shopping with her, and I do have certain fruits that I enjoy, and they could obviously be one of my healthier options for snacking. So I see that, yeah, now that, yeah, Sundays would definitely work.
So you do feel that's something you could do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty doable.
Well, should we say that that could be one of the goals for you until the next time that we meet, that you try to experiment, says that you could find a time with your mom, go grocery shopping, and maybe have her prepare something that you enjoy eating, rather than just eating something to get rid of your hunger?
Yes, it's pretty doable, and I see it something that I could fit into my schedule, and yeah, I see that it definitely will work.
Okay. Well, it's an experiment, and you could work out around it and then see if it works for you or not. And if it doesn't always work, don't even worry. We can always find other ways around and find another thing that works for you. And
Okay.
we'll think about that then,
Okay.
after you experiment it, see what's going on.
Okay.
And then, so you said, let's get back to the time that you get home. So you get home and you're pretty much hungry, and, I think you mentioned that you eat by yourself,
Mhm.
because, all the people that arrive at the same time, they're like a little bit later than
Yeah,
you?
that's
Okay.
true.
Okay. So, tell me about like what you eat and, how much you eat.
Well, a typical meal at my family, well, the one that my mom usually prepares, she is the cook for everyone. She usually has some uh, rice,
Okay.
and she usually seasons it with some garlic, some onion, salt. She uses chopped down tomatoes, and she basically squishes them inside like the whole mixture of garlic, onion, and out of that juice is what the flavor comes out. And she uses in order for that to happen, she uses canola oil, and she basically fries the rice, and she adds some peas and carrots, some slices of potato on the rice, and um, that's like one of the bigger, well, main dishes on for my plate.
Mhm.
She has some. Well, I particularly she cooks a lot of meat,
Okay.
but I honestly don't. I don't really go for meat, and what she does for me is that she prepares this pot of beans, and I guess that's what substitutes for the protein, since I eat meat, but I'm very picky. I'm a very picky person, but e- so she has it's usually pinto beans is what she uses, and she just boils them with some salt, and I accompany that with my rice, and then she also prepares like pico de gallo, like more kind of like a vegetable, I don't know, salad. It has some cucumber, onion, tomato, cilantro, salt, lime, and just put it in with my rice and my beans, and that's pretty much what I have for my meal.
Okay. So, would you, say that, you're not eating as much of regular meat, and you're just trying to substitute that with vegetables that do have, the same, kind of, ingredients, same kind of like vitamins and minerals and everything?
Yes,
Okay.
that's true.
So, just because I've heard that, I would like to ask you, have you ever heard about complete protein?
Um,
Have, no?
No.
Complete protein is like animal products, that's just like the regular meat that you eat.
Okay.
And it's, that's where you get all the protein that your body needs, all of that. And if you're just eating beans, it does give you some of that,
Okay.
but it's not going to cover up the whole protein that your body needs, unless if you include that with the grains that you just mentioned that you do with the rice.
Right. Okay.
And, that's a good idea, that you do combine
Combine.
that beans with the rice, so your body does get all the, essential protein and amino acid that you need. So, how much of it would you say, if you could show me, what would be like a serving size that you eat?
It's a, I'd say it's a big, well, it's a big, I would say it's about that
Okay.
size of that, well, twice the size of that
Twice the
pan,
size
yeah.
of it. Okay. So, that would be your serving size?
Yes, my mom is the one that serves me first,
Okay.
but like I mentioned, I eat by myself, and I don't know, I just see my food on my plate, I'm like, okay, I'll eat it, and I just eat it.
Have you ever thought about maybe, eating with your family members?
Um, it's, well, it's, everyone's home already, but I guess no one's as hungry like I am. I'm
Okay.
the first one that's hungry. But now that you mention it, I I guess having someone with me and like communicating with them would help me
Okay.
to, I guess it's fine, don't worry. I guess it would help me to not see my food on my plate and shove it down my throat, in other words, and I think it's gonna be, yeah, something doable to like having someone.
Okay. Well, that would be another thing, because you've been so hungry and during the day, and you've been so busy and stressed out. As soon as you come home, is what you want to do is to eat. So, would you be able to say that maybe next time, till next time, another goal that we could have would be that you would be able to sit down and eat with your family member? Just because we said that if you could do that experiment, going shopping and having something with you in the school, you're not going to be as hungry. So by the time you come home, maybe you could have a fruit or some vegetables until the dinner time, and you could all sit at the table and eat together.
Yes, that's something that I can probably, I know that mostly like not everyone wants to eat around the same time as I do, but my sister is actually living with us and she has 2 children of her own, and I've seen her doing it when I arrive home. She comes and sees me eating, she grabs my spoon and eats something off my plate. So maybe I could at least have her, I'm like, okay, why don't you sit down with me, and maybe build some communication in there so that, I don't tend to, okay, I'm gonna eat all the food that's on my plate. No, because now I'm gonna have at least my sister there. But yeah.
So, that would be great then, if you could experiment those things. And one last thing that I could maybe see if you could do until the next time that we come in, is that before you just go to bed, during the day, whatever you ate, and I do see that you're frustrated and that you're not happy with how your diet is and how you ate during the day. So before you go to bed, just on a piece of paper, it doesn't have to be meat or anything.
Okay.
If you could just do this, you don't have to, but it's your decision, that you could write down what you ate, and then maybe in front of it write that you were satisfied with that choice, or
Okay.
you were not satisfied with that choice. And then the next day, or even like after a week, when you look at it, maybe then you realize what you're gravitated towards that what makes you eat more,
Okay.
or what makes you more satisfied. Then it might be easier for the next time that you go grocery shopping, then you just know right off the hand of what to eat and what to pick for the ingredients that you need.
Yeah.
Is that something that you think you could do too?
I can. I probably.
We don't want to do too much at a time. So
True.
So based on our conversation, what you have to do, if it's okay with you, if you could do it, you just try to work around the schedule with your mom to go grocery shopping with her, and maybe during the nighttime you sit down with someone and eat, so you're not alone and you're not just eating because you have no one with you and you just want to eat. And just, if you could, you don't have to, write that down, if you were satisfied with what you ate during the day.
Okay.
Or not.
Yeah.
Is that something you could
Yeah.
do? Okay. Well, that would be great then. I'm going to write that down as our goal for the next time that we meet. You do have my number and my contact info.
Okay.
Right? You do?
Yeah.
Okay. That's great. If you have any questions or if you need help with anything, don't hesitate to contact me. You have my contact info, and I would be glad to help.
Okay.
And I'm so happy that you came in today, and we could at least make up something that we could do till the next time.
Yeah, that's pretty there. Thank you. I see that, like it's gonna help me obviously control some of my unhealthy eating, and definitely going to the grocery shopping with my mom, and like at least picking out something foods that I have that I enjoy eating, and at least having my sister, someone come with me eating them. So
That's great then.
Yeah.
All right. Well then, make an appointment for 2 weeks from now, and then I'll see you then. See how it goes. Okay? Let me know. Good to see you, Christina. All right. Take care. Bye bye.